What's up, traders? Back again for a little market replay. I'm going to show you all the trades that I took live, locking in just a small $800 today. Not bad though, was it? Because we are in a tight range. It's currently midday. I'm finished for the day, and we've got about a 10-point range on the ES. So expected after such a huge move last week, right back to the upside. We are holding range. So why are we doing that? We're doing that to create liquidity. So we're either in an accumulation phase to trap shorts for that rip higher, or we're going to be in a distribution phase to trap those longs near the highs for that deeper pullback. That's what I was looking for. I wanted that deeper pullback just to get short in for that counter trend, and then we'd see where we're at. We got some, we made a little bit of money, we could have made more, but I tried to let it work. I had 2 attempts at this, so let's jump into those trades right now. Okay, so here is the first trade. You'll see on the morning push, we went right into the top of my supply block and we failed. So on a lower time frame, I know we've got an imbalance here. So I've sized in for the imbalance, risking that current high of day, expecting us to flush down underneath this wick and come and test these pre-market lows, which is the orange box, the previous day close, which is the blue line, and the previous week and the overnight. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that deeper pull down. See, it's not a huge move, all right? I'm just looking for a 10-15 point move for a nice way to start the day. And if we start basing underneath there, then I can think about getting a continuation short. So that's what I'm looking for. But you'll notice we are struggling to move down. I still haven't locked any in. I'm going to try and be extremely patient here and let it rip down lower so I can get a partial. So you can see I keep moving my potential target prices around, thinking where it might go to. So that 66 is just above the grey box. The grey box is the gap on the ETF, okay, the overnight gap that we left last week, the breakaway gap. So there we come back up. We're testing the imbalance high. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to let it work. I've built out a potential bear flag that we could use and a potential head and shoulder. There is an imbalance higher, that blue box. So now I'm looking for a fail down. I'm not going to add at lows though here, because I'm not convinced yet that we're going to make that full flush. So currently we're holding the IB low. The IB low won't be fully set until 10:30, but we keep retesting the low and bouncing back up, back towards the imbalance, back towards the flow zones, back towards the VWAP. So still holding, and I take one off there at previous day close just in case we hold. Now I hold my runner and I'm looking for that gap fill now. I'm looking 50% of the way down towards that gap fill and moved it from previous week close. And you see here, we tap the previous week close and drive straight back up. So I'm going to be cautious here, very aware that buyers have just stepped in, and you'll see, look at that expansion back up. Definitely causing some frustration here, especially after the last few weeks of me eating so many break evens on my runners. So I put my stop in just a little bit positive, and I'm going to see now if it's going to take me out or if it's going to wash lower. So it almost takes me out there back under VWAP, and it's starting to look like it might have one more attempt to dig down. Now I am aware of the inverse head and shoulder on a micro time frame here. So we've got the left shoulder, the head towards the previous week close, and here we're building the right shoulder. So I take the stop and get out. Now I've let it build over and over again here, and I'm back in with 3 contracts because the range is tight, and I'm basically at VWAP, risking that last wick high that we put in, and I'm looking for the same move. Can we expand down towards the pre-market low where all that resting liquidity is? That's what I'm looking for. The reason I've got 3 on here is because the range is much tighter, okay? So I'm only really looking for 2 to 3 point move here. So take one off there on that little candle low in case we're going to build a bull flag and rip back up, because we've been trapping both sides, okay? So I'm very cautious. I want to see us stay heavy under VWAP. It's not being convincing, so I reduce my size because I do not want to get my face ripped off on a move back up. Here is the pre-market low now, this orange box. Now I need to see us dunk below that and stay heavy, and if it pulls back up I will get off, and I get it off straight away. Those are my 2 trades for the day. Okay, so one last trade here, just towards the end of lunch. You can see that we're underneath the IB low now. We've actually come into that target I was looking for earlier, but we're starting to trend because we're underneath the IB low, we're underneath the flow zones. We had a bear flag, we started breaking down, so I joined the trend. Just looking for a wash of this low of day level, hoping we can get into that grey box, which is the gap we left on the ETF. So I'm going to be very cautious if we can't break down from this low here because we keep soaking off it, and the Dixie has broken out but isn't really giving me that big shove that I'm looking for. So if we don't break down here, I'm gonna take my profit. So looking for that one last wick, almost get it, but it doesn't quite snap underneath. Alright then, that's me all done. So as you would have seen, I managed to sneak one last trade in just towards the end of lunch, bringing my total profit for the day just over $1,000. Nice round number, exactly what I want each day, just locking it in. So it just proves days like today you have to be patient, okay? We were looking for that rotation back down, but we had to chop inside of that 10-point initial balance range pretty much the whole day. All right, maybe if I'd been a bit more patient, held my position, we would have got that 20-30 point move we were looking for. But you know what, I locked it in, I missed some of the move, and I waited for that last breakdown once we'd broken down from the eye below and I knew we had a trend, and I attacked towards that gap, locking in some nice profit and walking away. Nothing wrong with taking your money on a Monday. I'll see you tomorrow.